video is not going to be as jazzy as the last one because I need to screen record to show you how to do this. So I am, it's going to have less memes. Maybe you like that. So I already recorded this video once and typed all this stuff and color coded it. And then I finished the recording and realized it was not recording my sound. So I'm going to do it again, but it seems a little silly to retype everything when it's already typed. So I'll just walk through it. So I have taken this thesis that I wrote over here on the bubble map in the last video, and I have typed it right here where the thesis statement is in the outline. This outline is the document. It is in Canvas under week 12, and it is called Research Paper Outline. So if you can just download that right to your computer and type right into it. So I have written the thesis, and then I color coded the first point in red, the second point in blue, and the third point in purple. And those points are taken straight from these circles here. So then for each of the paragraphs, I have color coded my topic sentences for each paragraph in the same color as they were in the thesis statement. So for each of your paragraphs, you should have a topic sentence that matches the wording in the thesis statement. So that continually ties your paper back to the thesis statement. So then I focused on this third topic to show you how I would fill in the rest of the outline with evidence and analysis. So one thing I should mention is that this is all from the same source. I could have multiple sources worth of information and analysis, but every piece of evidence should have its own analysis. So you should repeat this evidence analysis cycle every time you want to cite one of your sources in that paragraph. Everything that you want to prove, or in that section, everything you want to prove about this point should come after this topic sentence, and you should not move on to another point until you've included all of the evidence and analysis about that point. That might be several paragraphs, and that's fine. You can take up as many paragraphs as you need to prove the point. Just because it's one topic, it can be multiple paragraphs. So for this topic, big cat culture has impacted the animal rights movement by inflating the domestic cat population. I used evidence from this source. The author's last name is Hoare, and the publisher was The Guardian. I just jotted that there so that I can remember what I need to cite when I actually write it. So I put the information that there are 3,890 wild tigers in the world. There are 7,000 big cats in captivity in America, and only 6% of those big cats in captivity are in zoos that are approved by, I put the American Zoological Association. I know that's not the name of the association, but I don't have it right here at my fingertips, and so I underlined that so I know to go back and look for it. So then my analysis about the evidence is, what am I gonna, after thinking about these facts, what am I gonna say about them? What is the interpretation that I'm gonna make about them? So I said that cats are being put in potentially abusive, unregulated situations when they're sold to unapproved zoos. They are not being bred in their native environments, which skews the growth of the population, and there are lots of cats on the market that are adults because they breed a lot of kittens, because people want to pet the kittens, but then they become adults, and this leads to euthanasia. That's a terribly written sentence, but I was trying to think of it on my feet while I was making the video, and so it came out a little choppy. So when you are filling in your outline, I think you really need to put the bulk of your focus on writing a strong thesis statement that has points that you can clearly follow in your topic sentences. Writing topic sentences that set up something that you can prove in the paragraph, and then finding the evidence from your sources and thinking about what you really want to say about that evidence for your paragraphs. Remember, you've read both in They Say, I Say, and you've heard it from me, that you should never be quoting without following that quote with analysis. So anytime you are quoting one of your sources, you need to be saying equally as much about the source as the amount of information you quoted from the source. So if you quoted a paragraph from that source, you better be writing a paragraph about what that paragraph means to the point you're trying to prove. Don't assume that the quotes speak for themselves. It is your job to tie those quotes back to the point that you're trying to make. And then things like your background information, your hook, your conclusion. I'm not actually that concerned about you filling those in the outline unless it is helpful to you. What I'm really concerned about is you getting the bulk of this information prepared before you start to write so that you have organized your thoughts. If you have any questions about what you need to do to outline your paper or how to transition from your research to your outlining. Really, the outline is a bridge, because I have seen a lot of people do this research paper where they really just turned it into like paragraph summaries about the sources that they researched, and that's not what you're doing here. You are thinking about a point that you want to prove and using those sources to serve you and to serve the thesis that you're proving. It's not just a review of 4 to 5 different sources. You already did that in your annotated bibliography. So doing this outline will help you focus your work more in that direction and make sure that it is organized as a research paper. Let me know if there's any way I can help, and stay safe.